Welcome back folks, my name's Shane. In today's video we're checking out the Rode Complete Studio Kit. It comes loaded with a Rode NT1 large diaphragm condenser microphone and an audio interface, as well as a few other accessories that I'll show you in just a moment. This can be used for podcasting, voiceover, recording music, or live streaming depending on your particular needs. Just know for this pack to function you'll need a computer because the audio interface attaches to any computer via USB. Before we get into it, a massive thank you to Rode for providing this for the review. I really appreciate it. Just to frame this review a little bit, I've been using one of these Rode NT1 microphones for a very long time. I've owned one now for probably 8 years or so, and I've used them over a number of my own albums as well as other recordings. I've used these in every situation, whether it be acoustic guitar, electric guitar amplifiers, overheads on drums. They can pretty much do everything. I've also used them for podcasting. Let's get into it. First up, let's take a look at the Rode AI1 audio interface. I haven't actually seen one of these in person before, so I'm keen to check it out. And far out, it is small, but it is really nice. It's got a metal side on it. I can't tell what material that is. It actually feels like metal as well, which is really cool. It's got a cold feel to it, and it's quite heavy considering just how small it is. We also get a USB-C to USB-A cable, and we get the XLR blue ring. So these basically are just there in case your cable is slightly loose. You can add this to your XLR cable that's provided, and then it can clip into the front of the audio interface. I've never had to use these, but just hold on to them just in case. Included in the pack, we get the Rode shock mount. This is the SM6, as well as a pop filter, which is designed to stop the plosives, and we'll test this out in the video. We also get a 6-meter XLR cable. This is designed specifically for this audio interface to work with the microphone, and it feels like a really good cable. It's actually quite weighty. And there it is, the Rode NT1. These mics are awesome. If I'm going to recommend any one microphone to anybody when it comes to a large diaphragm condenser microphone, I recommend this or the Rode NT2A, depending on your particular needs. But this one, value for money, sound quality wise, and feel, it's a great mic, so I can't wait to hook this up. Included, we also get a bag, which I think is a really great touch. So let's go ahead now and set all of this up. It comes with everything you need except for a microphone stand or a little boom arm. So what I'm gonna do right now is use this one over here as my actual microphone stand. I'm gonna go ahead and set the rest of this up and show you how to do it. So the first thing we need to do is attach the microphone to the shock mount. The front is denoted by the gold dot or the logo, whichever way you wanna look at that. So we can hook this into here, just screw it in. There's a threading on the bottom of the microphone. Actually, it'll be easier this way. Up next, we're gonna install the pop filter. So this is also extendable, so we can extend it. It goes into the round side here. Now the great thing about this, no need to even look up the instructions. It's nice and simple. Now just to let you know, I am using the Rode PSA boom arm. This was something that I purchased for myself a little while back, and it's been going strong. All right, there we go. Now what I'm gonna do is hook up the audio interface to the computer. There's a USB-C port on the back. We simply take the cable that we've been given. USB-C port goes in here. The other side goes into the USB-A port on any computer. Once the audio interface is on, you'll see a little light pop up over here. It means it's all good to go. We're also going to use the supplied XLR cable. The side with the pins is the male side. This goes directly into the sound card. This will only go one way up. Just look at the top of the cable here. That's usually the top. This side goes directly into the bottom of the microphone. It will only, again, go in one way correctly, so just feel around before you push it in. Now, not everyone wants to use a big boom arm like this, but it is nice and flexible in terms of its positioning. But if you're interested in a microphone stand for your desk, I'll leave some links in the description below. Up next, we're going to take a look at the audio interface. So now that I've got it all hooked up, it's nice and simple to operate. We get a gain control here for the preamp. We also get a volume control here for our headphones. To turn phantom power on, we push in the button on the left closest to the input, and that enables phantom power. You'll see P48 light up on the actual device. And now we can attach our headphones. The audio that you're listening to right now is being recorded thanks to this Rode NT1 microphone, going through the audio interface and being recorded in Final Cut. There's a record voiceover option on Final Cut that allows you to do voiceovers and so forth. The reason I'm not wearing headphones is I've just tested this off camera and it sounded great, but my headphones creak so much, the plastic on them, that it just sort of ruins the audio, so I'd rather leave them off. But just know the audio output from the headphones is so loud, so if you're hard of hearing or if you like a really loud reference sound coming back at you, you're going to get that with this. This output is extremely loud. Now, I also noticed that this has a whole lot of gain on this audio preamp as well. So while I tell you the specs of this microphone, just know I'm also going to test it out with a traditional dynamic microphone just to see how it handles that gain-wise. But so far, so good. I love the sound of this. It sounds very clean, sounds very tidy. Just know if you're thinking about getting a condenser microphone pack like this, condenser microphones tend to pick up a lot of ambient noise, and in the background there were some birds going crazy before, so I'm not sure if that will be picked up over my voice, but I could hear them audibly in this room. This room's not treated or anything like that. There is a curtain back here, but behind me is a sheet of paper, so yeah, it's not treated properly whatsoever. But this is the kind of audio that you can expect from this pack. It makes getting a great sound easy. One of the standout features of the Rode NT1 is its super low noise floor. This is one of the least noisy microphones on the market. That means as you turn it on, you're not going to hear any hiss or crackle or anything coming through, even if you have to turn the gain up loudly. It's a really quiet microphone, great for studio applications. Secondly, this microphone has a frequency response of 20 Hz to 20 kHz, which is the entirety of human hearing. So you can feed anything into this microphone, it will capture it, and you'll be able to listen to it back. One of the things I've always loved about a Rode NT1 microphone is its ability to handle really loud sound pressure levels, even up close. I've used this inside of a Randall isolation recording cabinet for electric guitar amps, so it's inside a box that's got a guitar speaker up really loud. So it can handle really high sound pressure levels without any problems. Or, of course, you can use them at lower or regular volumes and still get great audio. The great thing about this, being able to tolerate those sort of volumes, is it won't distort the capsule. This is one thing that this microphone has over a lot of other condenser mics. Now, while this is an end address microphone, which means you do have to talk into one side of it, you will be able to get more flexibility than a regular dynamic microphone when you talk across or beside it. And this is great if you have someone else in the room and you turn your head, audio is not going to drop completely. So in that regard, it's good. But just know the trade-off with that, though, is it's going to pick up more ambient noise and more background noise. So if I'm just going to click behind the microphone, odds are you're hearing that pretty much fine right now. And that's just inherent of this design. And lastly, I want to see whether or not we could push a microphone like this. This is a dynamic podcasting microphone that requires a whole lot of gain. This is the Rode Procaster. If you've got a Rode PodMic or a Shure SM7B, you can absolutely use it without anything else going directly into this sound card. Just know, however, though, I've got the gain set to about 3 o'clock, so it does still require a whole lot of gain, but just know this device will push the audio enough. I'm actually quite surprised how much gain this has with very little noise. Thanks for watching, folks. My name's Shane. A massive thank you to Rode for sending out this kit for the review. I really appreciate it. If you want to find out more about it, links to everywhere will be below. I'm going to give you my thoughts about this pack. In terms of audio quality, it sounds great, and I'm not surprised. The Rode NT1, they sound fantastic, which is why I use it anytime I'm producing music for bands. It just works, and it sounds great in front of anything. So that gets the big thumbs up. The shock mount is built extremely well. The pop filter worked perfectly. The audio interface also is really good. So you can use this obviously with condenser microphones, or you can power, as I showed you, a dynamic microphone like this without any problems either. My only small critique about the sound card is that we only get one XLR input. 2 is usually a little bit better, but it sounds good and it's very functional, and if you're looking for something just for yourself, this would do the job. If you do, however, want to have someone else contribute and record them at the same time, you'll need a mixer or some other way of getting the second audio in. That's where a 2-input sound card is usually pretty handy, but overall this kit is fantastic for the solo content creator, someone doing live streaming or producing music for themselves. This would be a no-brainer. Thanks again. Catch you soon. See ya.